Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Joe the Poet. You are now tuned in to the Hard Truth Podcast. And let's get this ball rolling. So, um, for those who don't know me, or for those who are starting to get to know me, and for the ones that's gonna see this video, this is the first episode of the Hard Truth Podcast. I am an independent artist. Oof, I got a lot of them actually. Outside of being an independent artist, I am a Recorder Academy member. I am a BMI songwriter. I have my own BMI publishing. I'm a CEO of Side House Records LLC. I'm the CEO of Side House Visuals. So for those that need, their performance shot or interview shot or podcast shot, go always holler at me. I do have my own clothing line designed poetically. I have my shoe line that I have a partner with a company out in Italy. Man, I got a lot. I got a lot going on, a lot in store by the grace of God. Decided that this is the time for me to relaunch the Hard Truth podcast. It's been a while uh, since COVID, really, since we built any type of consistency. I've tried it a couple of times past COVID. Just haven't found the right scheduling per se to be able to do this on a consistent basis. So, with that being said, every single week, or maybe we'll do this two to three times a week, where I'll be gathering questions from my fans, and we'll be answering it and then posting it live on social media, so for them to see it and whatnot. All right. What was the moment? It says, "What was the moment I almost quit?" Uh, I think there has been a lot of phases I've gone through throughout this entire journey. Um, where I could have quit, I wanted to quit. People that were around me didn't want me to quit. Um, they kept trying to do their best to lift my spirits so I wouldn't quit. But I think there was a moment when, if I was to pick one defining moment, uh, I would probably pick the night where I had performed at SOBs in New York City. Um, I had gotten a standing ovation. I had gotten a huge standing ovation at the end of the night. People coming up to me, people saluting me for my performance, telling me how great of a job I did, telling me, um, I was phenomenal on stage. The support I was getting from strangers that I was meeting for the first time. Um, all of that to say that, and I think I said this in another podcast that I was on, that I knew where I was going at the end of the night. Um, Although I was getting a standing ovation and my tears was flowing down my eyes, it wasn't because of the performance that I just delivered. It wasn't because of the joy that I got from getting well perceived. Sorry, man, my dog is making mad noise right now. What are you looking for? Sit. Good boy. Um, he made me lose my train of thought. Yeah, it wasn't because of the standing ovation I was getting at the end of the night. It wasn't because of the job that I did that was considered well. It was really because of where I was going. knowing that I had my car parked on 63rd in Amsterdam, knowing that it was brick ass, cold outside, um, knowing that when I was sitting there, it's not even English. When I was sitting in my car, all I kept thinking about was, why am I here right now? And it led to me to really dig in deep with myself. Like, I have to find a way to get out of this situation. Um, and although, music was temporarily making me feel good, on the long run, I was really suffering mentally, right? And I need people to understand that being in there was a choice. I had all the options in the world to never, ever sleep in my car, but I chose not to do it. Um, I might have spent a couple of nights here and there, but for the most part, I refuse to consistently get the help until I mentally understood how important to be disciplined with your finances, how important to understand financial literacy, um, how important it is to realize at a snap of your fingers, everything that you once had can easily be taken away from you. So, being in that situation, not knowing what the future may lie, I really thought about just hanging it up. Um, and then something just triggered one night, and then I continued to write more songs. I actually wrote a whole album in my car during that time period that I never released. I think it was probably about 20, 25 songs per se. Yeah, it was tough. It was tough. Anybody that's from the East Coast, you know how cold it is in the winter season. Anywhere between October going into February, I think it was, when I finally decided to just go rest up in my pop's crib. Um, it was really a lot of cold nights. I'm crazy. I'm crazy. Well, what can I say? I'm crazy. But I've learned a lot. I've learned so much that being in there has been my biggest, humblest lesson. It made me stronger. It put me in a different category. It allowed me to know that I'm really a fighter. It allowed me to, yeah, I think that's all I could really say about that. That's probably the biggest defining moment when it came down to like wanting to quit music. Um, I mean, I could think of another one, and another one really has to deal with just the industry and having to deal with the business side of things. And a lot of people truly don't understand the business side of things when it comes to this industry. Um, Understanding that you really have to do your homework with who you're dealing with, the type of people you're dealing with, understanding that everybody doesn't have your best interest at heart. Um, it's a dirty game, and trying to build a community is probably no, it's not probably. It is the best route to go into if you're trying to be a part of this industry. Building your own community, which allows you to build leverage. But those are all the things I did not know during the phase where I wanted to quit because I couldn't really figure it out. Um, you still gotta work the rooms. You still gotta hopefully have a team behind you that's doing all the dirty work for you. Well, I ain't gonna say the dirty work, but For those who don't understand what that means, but like helping you shift the motion, right? So while I'm performing on stage, I should have somebody collecting emails, right? I should have my merch table set up and have somebody running my merch table, right? I should have a role manager, ensuring that sound checks is being, done, ensuring that my mic level is adjusted to where I need it to be. There's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know. So just because you have seen me open up for all these legends in the game, which I'm grateful for, let me just tell you, I'm extremely grateful for it. It does not mean that they're gonna put you on. You have to still continue to do the work. You still have to continue to feed your passion. If this is your passion, you have to continue to feed it. Because what's gonna happen is, and you're gonna continue to open up for all these people and then leave out of there disappointed. I'm not disappointed. I'm grateful. I'm learning a lot as I'm going through this new journey of mine. And every opportunity that is coming my way, I always access it because not every opportunity is a good opportunity. Um, I'm a strong believer that I just feel like you have to make sure that it makes sense for you as to why you're deciding to take this route. Um, and if it's in a alignment with who you are as an artist and who you are as an individual and what you want to perceive out there towards your fans, by all means, then go for it. But opening up for legends does not mean they're automatically going to put you on. You still have to do the hard work. What else I learned in the midst of now quitting? Sometimes God doesn't allow you to quit because you're still being built. Um, you still have to figure out how to generate some sort of patience within yourself and the journey. And my journey is just starting. Although I've been at this for 10 plus years, 10 going on 11 in October consistently, I can say. Um, I'm just getting started. Starting to enjoy the fruits of my labor a little bit, not as much. But yeah, music is taking me to places that I could have imagined being. So all those moments that I had about quitting, I'm thankful. I'm so thankful that I didn't quit. And thank you for everybody that's always been behind me, encouraging me and pushing me to not to quit. Because who knows, if I would have listened to everybody else that wasn't pushing me to quit, who knows where I'd be today. At the end, just to wrap up your question, I didn't keep going because it was easy. I kept going because quitting would have killed who I was meant to become. You will understand why I didn't quit. Follow me on all platforms, Music by the Poet.